on the verge of settling all outstanding immigration issues that has threatened to fracture relations between the two CARICOM countries. A memorandum of understanding is soon to be finalized, which is expected to deal with problems faced by nationals traveling between Bridgetown and Georgetown. A top official in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs here revealed that this was just one of several favorable outcomes arising from the Barbados-Guyana Joint Commission held in Georgetown 2 months ago. Now, that meeting saw matters relating to immigration addressed in discussions between Foreign Affairs Ministers for Barbados and Guyana. Barbados' Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Charles Burnett, spoke about the development.
They both agreed that our respective authorities would consult with a view to concluding a memorandum of understanding which would address the gaps in our knowledge to better serve the people of our two countries, making movement between our countries more predictable.
Mr. Burnett made the comments just before cutting the ribbon to declare the Guyana Craft, Tourism and Trade Exposition 2013 officially open today. It will run up until tomorrow at the Guyana Consulate at Britain's Crossroads, St. Michael. He also told those gathered that a number of other agreements were reached in the areas of trade, tourism and agriculture.
The Craft, Tourism and Trade Exposition presents an excellent opportunity to give life to the agreements reached in October by the Joint Commission. In addition to its commercial value, I see this event also serving the purpose of exposing and highlighting Guyana's rich and diverse cultural heritage to Barbados.
Meanwhile, Guyana's Consul General to Barbados, Michael Brotherson, says there has been a noticeable decline in the number of flare-ups in relation to immigration matters between Bridgetown and Georgetown. This as he expressed confidence that relations will continue to improve. CBC understands that of the 14,000 Guyanese coming to Barbados last year, only about 160 were refused entry.
Relations seem to be even on firmer footing, and immigration issues are fewer and fewer, and that's the way it should be, I believe. We're CARICOM brothers and sisters, and we have to respect each other's laws, and as I said, we emphasize that, but normal relations, be they in immigration matters or whatever, is what is desirable.
Breathalyzer testing could become part of Barbados's Road Traffic Act by next year. Word of this from the Minister of Transport and Works, Michael Lashley, in his address to the inaugural driving course organized by Cooperators General Insurance for young drivers entitled Alive at 25. Minister Lashley says he'll be taking the legislation before Parliament this Thursday. Other amendments in the Road Traffic Act will address the frequencies of inspections for both private and public service vehicles and the use of all-terrain vehicles, better known as ATVs.
The new legislation which is being prepared, I've spoken to the introduction of breathalyzer testing, the mandatory wearing of helmets by cyclists, and procedures in relation to the written off vehicles. The amendment to the regulations will also address the issue of speeding and the use of communication devices while driving. I must emphasize that, see that cell phone there? Texting while driving is a bad habit which we seem to have adopted on a worldwide scale.
Mr. Lashley says he is concerned about the number of road fatalities so far for the year and is therefore urging Barbadians to be careful on the roads during the Christmas holiday. Construction of a new hospital is still under consideration by Cabinet. Confirmation of this from the Health Minister John Boyce. He says as recently as Thursday, Cabinet discussed the issue. However, he declined to give a timetable for when the construction of the new hospital could commence.
The business of constructing a new hospital in Barbados is still engaging the Cabinet in a very real way, and as recently as yesterday, we've been considering our next step. A new hospital is in some time away, but the first step is, of course, to look at any site that may be selected, do the necessary research, the physical examination, the whole question of environmental impact study. These things that take a lot of time.
Mr. Boyce gave the update after touring the Winston Scott Polyclinic and other departments in the Ministry of Health. He says before the construction of the new hospital, an appropriate healthcare model must first be identified.
We need to, as a ministry, to develop the healthcare model that we're going to, I keep talking about this, the healthcare model that we're going to take to a new institution. What will we offer? How far what is our mix between private and public patient intervention? How can we better accommodate that the two public and private offerings can best take care of the healthcare, the secondary healthcare need in Barbados, and at the same time maximize the opportunity for financial gain.
Barbadian songstress Rihanna has been nominated for 2 awards at next month's Grammys. The team of Rihanna and Miko Echo is listed among the nominees in the category for Best Pop Duo or Performance. Others vying for the award include Daft Punk and Pharrell, while the song Get Lucky, and Pink and Nate Russ with the song Give Me a Reason. The Barbadian star is also nominated for the Best Urban Contemporary Album Award, coming up against Tamar Braxton, Fantasia, Mac Walls, and Salam Remy. The Barbadian songstress has already copped 7 Grammys in her career so far. The National Organization of Women today took its message about stopping domestic violence to the public in a big way. It was the organization's 3rd annual rally, which saw a number of vehicles driving through Warrens, Haynesville, and other parts of St. Michael and St. James, educating Barbadians about issues facing women and girls in this regard. President of NOW, Marilyn Rice Bowen, says this type of intervention is absolutely critical to stamp out the scourge of domestic violence.
We will be meeting people and, chatting with people, bringing a message of hope, because we are bringing, this is what our role is, to bring a message of hope and to educate persons about the signs of domestic violence.
Barbadian Pan-Africanists will be joining countless others worldwide in remembering the former South African president and freedom fighter Nelson Mandela. It comes as the Pan-African Coalition of Organizations, PACO, will be hosting a memorial event this Wednesday, December the 11th, at the Israel Level Foundation entitled Celebrating the Life and Times of Nelson Mandela. Public Relations Officer of PACO, John Howell, says all are invited to the free event, which will feature performances from local artists.
This is a time, I believe, of sadness and yet joy. Reflect upon where we were as a people and the accomplishes and the accomplishments that we would accomplish over the years. It is a time for rejoicing, and yet we are saddened by the passing of our esteemed elder.
And Trinidad and Tobago is set to celebrate the life of Mandela on a day early next year. The day, which is to be announced as a public holiday, will be declared Mandela Day. Jamaica's Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller announced today that the country is observing a 5-day period of official mourning. The Jamaican flag will be flown at half-staff on all government buildings and public offices. Now, we're hearing that a lot is in store for Barbadians this holiday season from local telecommunications company Digicel. Last night, Digicel launched its 2013 Christmas promotion at Oyston's Bay Gardens, dubbed Brighten Someone's Christmas. It was a night filled with entertainment as Barbadians and visitors were treated to music with performances from Red Plastic Bag and the Royal Barbados Police Force Band. CEO of Digicel Barbados, Mark Linehan, outlines what is in store for the lucky winners this season.
We're giving away over $150,000 over the next 9.5 weeks. So it's going to be from across in all of our stores, and especially also through our social media angle through Facebook and of course Instagram. And we look forward to seeing all the photos taken tonight on Instagram up on our Instagram page.
Harrison College, the Frederick Smith Secondary School, and the St. Michael's School have come out on top of this year's National Letter Writing Competition. The winning entry was that of Faith Corbin of HC, who wrote an engaging letter to her aunt. The topic was Why Water is Precious. Corbin, along with the second and third place finishers, Shakora teens, were presented with their prizes at the General Post Office at Cheapside. While noting that children of today are being distracted by technology, Post General Joel Brathwaite commended those who took part in the annual competition.
21 young people who took time to research by using the same technology to learn more about the importance of water as a natural resource. We can't afford to waste it in Barbados because we are told it's being depleted. And then attempt to write a letter to share their thoughts and how they were thinking.
Other participants from Coleridge and Parry and Harrison College were presented with special awards. The international winners were the Czech Republic, Bangladesh, and Lithuania.